We have too much cheese?
There's a huge surplus of cheese in the U.S.
Well, I mean, all they need to do is just give it to me, and I will take care of the surplus. No more surplus.
Well,
Done. Handled.
The government is buying like $20 million worth of cheese and giving it to food banks, but that's like 10% of the cheese.
Well, it does seem more reasonable than giving it all to me and expecting me to eat it.
They made all this extra cheese for another market. Can you guess?
I really can't.
It's the Chinese.
And they don't like the cheese.
The Chinese were all nuts about cheese for a year. Everyone doubled down, and now the Chinese are so over cheese.
You know, I've had a lot of Chinese food in my day. None of it had cheese.
And probably not cheddar.
No, it certainly did not.
Well, we thought we would help the dairy farmers of America with our suggestions for some Chinese food recipes that would be greatly improved with a couple of cups of shredded Kraft cheddar cheese.
Cheesy lo mein.
Chinese burrito.
Chinese burrito. There, problem solved.
Solved it. You're welcome.
You're welcome, Earth.
This is HIMYM Superfans. Hey there, Chris Venezia.
Hello, James Hamilton.
And this is the show where we're going to talk about the CBS comedy, How I Met Your Mother.
And we're going to ruin the show by spoiling plot points and talking over each other.
We're going to spoil plot points for the entire series, so if you haven't seen the series yet, save this file, mark it 10 years from now, go watch the entire series in real time, and then listen to this podcast.
I think it's kind of like a time capsule thing.
What's it like in the year 2027?
So this one we're doing Atlantic City?
That's right. AKA Under Oath.
The Oath.
Yes, we're under it.
Yes.
Originally aired November 13th, 2006. It was written by Maria Ferrari. This one's directed by Pam Fryman.
Pam Fryman, also known for sneaking off into closets for amorous activities.
Mm-hmm.
Well-known fact.
Perhaps some scientists believe.
So we've got some guest stars. So you were telling me before we started recording that a couple of the guest stars have been in like 100 things or so.
Yeah, 100 or more credits for the ship captain, an actor named Todd Stashwick, and the receptionist at the Kino/Wedding Chapel.
Yes.
Her name is Patricia Belcher. Again, hundreds of credits. Character actors are what we call these folks. And you've probably seen them and not noticed them, but now that I pointed them out to you, you'll probably notice them in all the other shows like Law and Order and Star Trek and Law and Order again.
Yeah, so right, you can be another perp on Law and Order or another witness to a crime. Both of those performances I really liked. I thought that the receptionist at the chapel and the sea captain, like their performances were really good, and not just the lines and not just the delivery, and both of those were good, but also just like the way that they would like compose themselves, and like when they don't have a line, what they're doing when the main characters are speaking and interacting. Like the captain, you know, like he has this like look about him, and he's always doing something with his face, but it's not too much, it's like just the right amount, and that's exactly why I think that those two got as many roles as they did.
Yes,
they're fantastic side characters or bit characters.
They're excellent performers at the performance that they offer, which is essential for television. You got to have these somewhat memorable characters that don't draw attention away from the principal cast.
Right, and they're both brief. Like their time in the episode is both short. So this episode, Marshall and Lily have just gotten back together in Swarley. We do not know how much time has passed since they got back together.
At least enough time for Marshall to make pancakes.
Right, which could be a day, or it could be the next morning, or this could be several months down the road. We actually have no idea. They have been back together and things are going well. Ted and Robin are still together, and that's going well. Barney's not doing anything interesting before this episode starts. This would be an episode, as MotherFan Dan would say, the one with Robin's booby shirt.
I bought that shirt online.
And you wear it proudly.
It's so comfortable.
You're just you're walking. You like sort of adjust the the buttocks.
There's plenty of room down there.
Nice buns.
Yeah.
I say to James. So we're going to watch this episode while we record it. This is another episode that's very funny. Very little, almost nothing plot important happens because Marshall and Lily do not get married.
Yeah, there's a couple of character bits, but there really isn't a whole lot of lore or saga, not a lot of long story arcs being dealt with in this episode, so it's one of the better ones to just sort of talk about it as we watch it.
We learned about Barney's gambling addiction, but other than that, not a whole lot happens until the very end, and we'll get to that.
So Marshall has gotten good at making pancakes.
It is the only thing that he has gotten good at making. Like, he says he learned how to cook while she was gone. He learned how to cook one thing.
He must have taken my advice and it's changed up his pancake recipe and used less ass.
Yeah, yes, I do remember that you supposed that his recipe contained too much ass.
Yes, used butter instead.
They do have a little syrup thing here in a minute where apparently syrup was involved during their activities.
Yeah, they do it on the kitchen floor for the at least third time, maybe many more.
Well, yeah, we don't know. That might be their favorite place, but the syrup gets used, and yeah. So.
And Lily's so ashamed she can't look Miss Butterworth in the eye anymore.
I think that's how they got her hair to stand up. It's going everywhere. I think it's syrup.
Oh, okay. So I like here that Marshall is making Lily propose again. That's a nice touch. Like, we're back together. Are we getting married? I like that they made that part of the story.
Yeah, it's like, woo me. I mean, it's like you left. You don't just get to come back and say that we're going to get married. Like, I want you to woo me. Yeah. And he wants to hear, he actually has a list of things he wants to hear. Which is, it's a little, I don't know, it's a little sad in my mind that, he feels a little needy to me. Like, say that I'm smart. say that I'm attractive and stuff. But, no, I get it. I think if anything, he's just being...
He's teasing her.
Yes, exactly.
I wanted to know if you think when Marshall said, you could get on your knees, was that...
Well, I think we should probably just move on. So here they are, rising from their activities on the kitchen floor. This time he didn't promise Ted that they wouldn't do that,
right.
Like the last time that I recall. But yeah, here's her. Allison's hair is all teased in all sorts of different places. Apparently flour was involved at one point, which I think that you need to be really, really careful with. I'm not going to go any farther than that. Just be careful.
When it contacts moisture, it sticks to things. So
Marshall is now going to talk about how he dealt with things when Lily left, and he calls his grandma.
Yeah, I like
Gram.
This is another great scene that was missing from the earlier story was, Marshall had to call everyone and tell them that Lily left and there is no wedding. They have that nice joke in there with Grandma saying something nasty.
Yes, that Marshall can't believe that she would say that. And, I kind of wish that MotherFan Dan was here for that, because that's the kind of thing that he would reference that, like Friends did it. It's like Friends was they were over and over again, they would set up for this joke, and it doesn't matter what the answer was. It doesn't matter what the word was that Graham used that upset Marshall so much. The joke isn't that you don't know.
Right. That's a card in the writer's room. The joke is we don't tell them the joke.
Yes.
And you get to use that card once per episode.
Yeah, and that's this one.
Mm-hmm.
I do like this where Mike is going to take over for Robin.
Metro News 1, the worst secured news studio ever.
So no locks.
No locks.
You
No
just run in
security
there and
guards.
just run on there.
Directly into camera, apparently.
Robin's like, oh, I can't leave. And then her producer's like, oh, no, Mike will do the news. Like, you can read, right, Mike? He's like, well, I'm the best at reading. And he's like scarfing down some food. And he's like, I'm not convinced that Mike can read. We'll see how that news turned out. We never find out. And I actually want to see that. That's the alt world version of this episode. I want to see where like Mike does the news.
Yes, there's a workplace sitcom in there.
Some stuff happened today, and I think that is that a picture of a bus?
Oh no, some more things. God, it's going way too fast. Could you turn it back?
So they go to pick up Ted. Ted hesitates, and then he decides that he's gonna run off and abandon work. And as long as they don't mention that part when they retell this for years to come,
he was afraid of Hammond Brothers until he remembered he's the boss.
So then they go to get Barney. Barney's getting a pedicure, and this was something you wanted to talk about, the pedicure. Yeah,
there was one episode where they try to make fun of Barney for getting a monthly mani-pedi, and Barney defends himself by saying, try weekly, Sasquatch.
Yeah, he's very proud of it, which also is another joke from this series, the jerk nails.
Oh, right.
Barney is a jerk. He is a jerk to women, and they should be able to tell that. Actually, we just heard about this in the last episode, Swarley, the one with the crazy eyes.
Yeah.
That Barney should be able to be detected as a jerk because of his jerk nails.
Yeah, clearly. That's his tell.
I gotta say, like, my nails suck. Like, I try, and I just, I don't know, I can't. They're either too long, or they're too short, or they're too jagged, or they're too something. They are not manicured. I do not have jerk nails.
Yep.
I doth protest too much, I think.
I've always wanted to do it.
Get a manicure?
Get a mani-pedi.
Oh, wow.
Get a whole like spa day.
Maybe we should. Actually, I want a massage.
You get a bro spa day.
Alright, so yes, but let's get back to the episode. So they're in Atlantic City. Barney secures a veil within seconds.
Yes, he's only been there 2 or 3 times, yet all these Chinese guys seem to know him.
Yes. And actually, something that I'm noticing about this episode, that it's going very fast.
Yeah.
It's actually very difficult to keep up with this if we go off on any sort of tangent whatsoever. Barney is talking about how he is Marshal's best friend.
Great scene here with the performance by Josh and Marshall and Barney all together. It's a great trio scene. Josh's line is just right here. That's his line.
Yes.
Twice, but just the delivery, the performance, the scene, it all works.
They end up, they have 18 minutes to spare. So like, I want to go gamble. Like, actually, no, let's, this is the 18 minute that is the time that is your bachelor party. Let's go to a strip club for 18 minutes.
Right, there's one right there.
And
AC, right?
Robin can smell the strippers on Ted.
So, viewers, let us know online, what do strippers smell like?
I have some suggestions. I think sweat.
Dried semen.
Ooh, good lord. Wow, you took that much farther and much faster than I was going to go. I was going to say, like, regret. Alcohol and glitter. Yeah, dried semen.
You want some
James.
Yeah.
So let's go to the chapel worker lady. She's
Who also reads the Kino.
Yeah, she also reads the Kino, and then Barney's like checking his coat pocket, and he's not getting any of the numbers. So she knows the rules for getting married in Atlantic City because she works there.
Right, in the state in which she works at a marriage place.
That is literally her job. She has one job, and it's to know the rules about getting married at Atlantic City, and they're questioning her. I also like that Ted can't keep eye contact with Robin. He keeps, like, looking down at her boobs. And, like, at this point, she's, like, a little offended by it. By the end of the episode, she doesn't care at all. She's actually going along with it.
She rolls with it. Ted and Marshall in this episode are great characters. One, because Marshall gets to have his fruity drinks with actual fruit.
Yes, which he loves.
And Ted, because he gets to be a little bit of the fantasy Ted Mosby from Barney's fantasy version of what Ted Mosby could be like.
Well, we got to see Ted do a whole bunch of crazy stuff in season 1. And that was because he was single. Like, once he got with Robin, he's actually chilled out a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Like, the Ted Mosby Architect is interesting because you get to see Ted do a whole bunch of crazy stuff. It turns out that it's not even him. He was at work being a boring schmuck.
Right.
And that's fine, but then, like, what do we want to see with Ted in this season? Like, do we want him to just be some boring relationship guy? So, no, he's the guy that's like, no, I think your shirt is hot, and I want to go do it in a closet, and I can't stop staring at your fake shirt boobs.
Yes.
And like, I think we should lie about getting a veil. Like, couldn't find it.
Yes.
Let's go gambling. Couldn't find it.
Yes.
And like, we got 18 minutes. I don't know.
Strip club.
17-minute strip club trip?
Let's do it. If anything, he's overcompensating for when he hesitated.
Yes. Like, because he hesitated at his architecture firm when they're like, we are going to go get married. Like, oh, I can't. I'm too busy.
You hear that the Chinese guys are at the courthouse for some reason.
Yeah, that does not make any sense, other than that we need to see more of them.
Yes.
This is good because he says, like, legend, wait for it, dairy, legendary in Chinese.
Yeah, right.
So here we get the Gouch. I call her the Gouch. If you don't know, from Scrubs, she is the Gouch.
Cute little hairstyle here, kind of flipped up, kind of messy.
I was like the Gouch. She was fun and playful on Scrubs.
You compared her to the mother, and they both are tiny brown-haired women who play the ukulele.
Yes, exactly, and have those giant anime eyes. So, yes, like the Gouch kind of looks like Tracy a little bit.
Yeah.
Here, she just says some things that no one would ever say under any circumstances ever, except that it's a TV show. Marshall gets upset, and then they leave.
Another great set of just strong character performances. Like, why does that character behave that way? No reason.
Nope.
Why does Marshall say, why are you doing this to us? Because it's fun.
Yeah.
Why is Robin the only one excited by being on candid camera? Because she's Canadian.
Yeah, right. Is that a Canadian thing?
I think the Canadians, they were still into candid camera long after
America
gave it up.
Yes, because they're a decade behind culturally.
Didn't come until the 90s.
Yes, which we actually learn about in the next episode, Slap Bet. Stay tuned for that. So here we've got Ted. They got some time to kill, and he's like, like, hey, Robin, you want to go do it in a closet? And she's like, okay. Keep the shirt on.
Even more than that is he doesn't say those words. He says, psst, 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 come here, and then, like, gives her a look and a nod.
Yeah.
Like, he's very,
This is about the shirt, isn't it? Yeah, he's blasé about it. It's almost like the like Barney booty call worked with a question mark. Like, no, you did not get laid from a question mark. Like, yeah, totally did. And then Ted's like, like a little neck gesture towards the closet.
Yeah.
So Lily chases a judge into the men's room. That gives them access to the judge's chambers.
And the judge is cool with it.
Yeah, for an exception.
I guess he didn't have to make number 2.
To the that's why it took so long to get back there.
Were they? Yeah, we did.
They want to waive the 3-day rule at Atlantic City, which actually I can't even believe that it's a 3-day rule. Because in Illinois it's 1. It's 24 hours.
Right.
You just can't do it the same day that you get the license. So I can't imagine that it would be longer in Atlantic City. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I don't live there.
You can't pump your own gas in New Jersey, so they have a lot of weird laws.
Is that real?
That one's actually true.
All right.
That one's not a lie.
So they give up at the courthouse because the judge kicks them out because they were under oath.
Yeah.
And they go back to Atlantic City, and they're going to go to international waters!
Because that makes perfect sense.
Well, it's either that or give up and go home.
Right.
So Lily is going to go look for a shrimp boat captain. No. No, that's not right.
Just a ship captain.
Just a ship captain. They don't have to... It doesn't have to be a shrimping boat.
Shrimp optional.
Alright.
And I love that, like, the first person... They dress up the casino nice, but another character actor moment. the angry woman.
Yeah, well, don't talk to an old woman playing the slots. She's been there for 10 hours. She hasn't eaten anything in a very long time. Possibly she just had some fruit that's floating in the bottom of her booze that they bring her.
Amphetamines and cigarettes.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes. I'm sure you can smoke in all of these bars. At least they didn't do that in this episode. Mm. The guys decide to not look for a boat captain and go play blackjack. Accidentally find a boat captain.
And they pick up fat Jeremy Piven.
And he wants $5,000.
One of the things he loves doing.
Yep. Marrying people and making $5,000. So Barney, he's gonna let everyone know he has a gambling problem.
And he's got a gambling solution, Chris.
Oh yes. I suppose it's only a problem
if you're bad
if you're losing. Yeah.
And we don't know when Barney started gambling. I would guess it was after he had a crap ton of money to piss away, because before he was hippie dude, so it doesn't seem like the sort of thing he would be interested in. And plus, he probably didn't have a lot of money. Right,
yeah. With his coffee shop wages, I don't think that he was, if he lost his life savings, that would mean nothing. But yeah, that Barney, that sort of, the granola Barney would probably not have been into gambling. It was very spiritual.
Yeah.
Like not any one spirituality, but just sort of in general, where he was sort of spiritual. And I think that gambling would have been something like no, I don't gamble. You can read about it in my zine.
You're right. Yeah, gambling comes with the lust for money, which hippie Barney did not have.
Right, did not have, yeah. So they play this game. It seems made up. I was actually reading about this on the internet. Someone suggested that this is a real game, and I don't believe them. But, it's possible. Why not rule it out? It is interesting. Like, you make your bet, you get some tiles, you look at them, you switch seats. So you know your own tiles, and you know what someone else has. One person is eliminated, and Marshall has been paying attention the entire time, and he's the game master.
Right. Marshall understands instinctively that if Barney splits his tiles, or doubles down, and finds the jelly bean, which we discover right now is a 1 in 6 chance. So triple your money for 1 in 6?
Yeah, I mean that the house would actually be okay with those odds, as far as I understand gambling, which is very little. If you're going to expect a triple payout, then at the very least you have to quarter your chance of winning. Mm. Don't quote me on that, but anyway, it has to be the house has to be. You're not going to triple your odds, or triple your payout for a third of a likelihood to win. There has to be an edge there.
Right. So here they are, 20 miles off the coast of Atlantic City, and you can see the city skyline clearly. Neither one of us are nautical dudes, but I would guess that's not 20 miles by a long shot.
Well, I don't know what a mile is or what a nautical is, but I do like the dried up starfish hanging up in the background.
Yeah, he did decorate the boat. That's nice.
He does this enough. He wasn't actually lying about liking doing the weddings. This is something
he's got
he does
script.
Enough.
He's got 2 scripts.
He does have 2 scripts. He has the funny script that he just wishes that somebody would just use just once.
One time. Come on.
And he gives Marshall the stink eye, something fierce, when they don't go with the funny script. I got some good jokes in there. I wonder if they're
Marshall was kind of a dick.
SpongeBob quality, kind of nautical jokes.
Oh. If anything, maybe Marshall would be interested in getting the script, to sort of compare it to his fish monologue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he should. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know if that's what Atlantic City looks like or not at this distance, but no, I mean it works. They got here on the boat. Oh no, they're gonna call off the wedding again. What kind of crap is this? They learn a valuable lesson about facing the music. You can't just run away from your problems. Do they just learn some sort of lesson? A life lesson?
That, or they decided at the last minute that a big free party with all their friends does sound better.
The wedding will actually happen at the end of the season. Mm-hmm. Maybe they wanted to save it for the season finale instead of doing it in season or episode 8.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So the only thing that's important that happens here is actually that Ted leans to Robin and says, I can't believe you never want to get married. She's like, well, no, I said never.
Yeah, she does turn around on the idea of marriage.
And that's fine. Like, I have no problem with that. But, like, that's the only thing that matters. Like, people watching this show from the beginning, and this is the farthest that they have gotten in the show, you've got Ted and you got Robin, and you know she's not the mother, but you like them together because they are good together by this point. They even had a fight, and they got through it. It seems like they're better for it on the other side. Robin, like, I don't even care if she's the mother if I'm watching this from beginning to end. Like, I like them together, and I want it to work. So the idea that she's open barely to the idea of marriage, it opens the window like a tiny crack, and that's what they need to do. That's good story writing. You give the audience basically nothing, and then that will carry them through an entire, another year of watching the show.
Yeah, you just tease them a little.
Yep.
Just a little. Just touch it a little.
Just the tip.
Yeah. Just one more thought about Ted's sexy shirt there. I love the moment where he comes out and he's just completely nonchalant, but as he comes back and he has to face Marshall, he gives Marshall this little, like, finger gun thing.
I'm awesome.
Yeah. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm wearing the shirt. I know what I look like.
Yeah. Pulling it off.
Yes.
It's like the precursor to the red cowboy boots. It's like I am awesome.
Yes,
Did you just nail somebody wearing this shirt and then wear the shirt out here to go get a drink of water?
Yeah, that's another joke that we don't find out if Robin is in.
No, we don't know. You don't need to know the answer. It's more funny if you don't know.
But I like to believe she was, and like you said, he came out brimming with confidence.
Yeah, it's almost like a trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I will now wear this shirt to show the thing that I just did.
Mm-hmm.
Be in awe of me, Marshall. I am awesome.
Behold its radiance.
Yes.
So that's all we had to say about this one, folks. Next week, we'll be back with Slapbet, a.k.a. Robin Sparkles 1, y'all.
Robin Sparkles! Mauled at the mall?
Mauled at the mall?
So check out the Facebook group. That is
Facebook.com/group/HIMYM Superfans.
Yeah, that's right. Facebook.com/group/HIMYM Superfans. That sounds right.
We also have a YouTube page. That's just search for HIMYM Superfans. Or you can find me on Twitter at HIMYM_James.
We work really hard on these. This one, not as much. But we definitely don't want to have to go work at the mall. Yeah. So if you could comment, subscribe, share, upvote, retweet, or do anything that keeps us from having to find a job at the mall.
I'm so scared of the mall, Chris. I got trapped under a fake boulder.
Yes. That actually happens to people. So that's a real thing. So if you could give us those shares and likes so that James doesn't get trapped under a fake boulder at the mall when he's 9 again. And next week we'll be back with Slap Bet.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Robin does porn.
Both your knees, Lily.
Oh my.